Just take a short drive through Arlington, and sooner or later, you're going to come across one of these sites. An old utility pole paired with a new one. According to town leaders, there are nearly 150 such sites, and according to Select Board Chair Steve DeCourcy in late October, they have become a town eyesore and certainly a nuisance.
Back in November of 2020, it was either Eversource or Verizon that was in. I believe it was Eversource on that night. I raised the question about double poles, and one in particular that had troubled me was on Mass Ave across the street from Elmhurst Street, because we'd approved a certain type of, we'd approved something called a hip guy. A double pole was installed, and the double pole is still there. It was there on November 9th. It was there presently.
According to State General Laws, Chapter 164, Section 34B, it says in part, a distribution company or a telephone company engaging in the removal of an existing pole and the installation of a new pole in place thereof shall complete the transfer of wires, all repairs, and the removal of the existing pole from the site within 90 days from the date of installation of the new pole. But there doesn't seem to be any retribution if the utility companies don't comply with the statute.
There's no fine, there's no sanction or anything like that. And we have talked to our legislative delegation. I know Mr. Chaplain has had discussions within MMA, and it's the type of thing where I really think going forward, there needs to be some annual progress towards the goal of removing double poles.
The concept of double polling is relatively simple, really. When you have an old pole that has outlived its usefulness, like this one at Adams and Mass Ave, a new pole is brought in and hitched to the old pole so that the new pole props the old pole up. That's supposed to be temporary. Now, eventually, the old pole is supposed to be removed and the new pole takes the old pole's place. But clearly, throughout many places in this town of Arlington, the double polling has stuck around and outlived its usefulness, and it certainly has outlived its welcome.
I would be interested in finding out what our legislators could do about it, because as you say, as you've pointed out, there is no teeth, in the legislation. And these things don't happen by accident. I'm sure it happened a while ago, but it might be that there is appetite for doing something more. My concern about not granting what they're asking for is that we may be cutting off our nose to spite our face. If indeed what they want to do is something that's going to benefit our residents, we don't want to stop them from doing that.